Hello, welcome to Pure Soul Alchemy. I'm Gabriella Espinosa, and I'll be taking us through a psychic surgery treatment for the next 20 to 30 minutes. It's most beneficial if you can turn down the volume, lay down, and close your eyes while receiving this treatment. Pure Soul Alchemy is a transmission of advanced bioenergy operations. Through my perception and vocalization of what I'm perceiving on the inner energetic grid, we are opened in ways which allow these technologies to come through into our physical realities and enact change on our behalf. Allow your mind to relax into the words and phrases that are going to be coming through, and try not to focus too much on interpretation. Notice any attempts by your mind to try to grab on to them, and just simply let go into the healing transmission of what's being said. And if you fall asleep, that's awesome. It's quite helpful to replay this session often and at a quiet volume to deepen its healing effects. A great way to work with all of my YouTube sessions is to muscle test and pick the most appropriate beneficial session for yourself at that time. And on my website, you can also download the MP3 versions for easier replay later. And if you find this session helpful, please share, give it a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and of course, click the bell so that you'll be up to date when future sessions arrive. So this session is a healing for those times when your perception of your wide open range of possibility gets shrunk. It's still there, but due to fear and doubt and the miscellaneous thought cycling that come from the fear and the doubt start to happen, and it draws your focus away from certain options and possibilities and choices. And so this is a momentarily impairment. And it may feel like you have limited choice or no choice about the current situations. It may feel like roadblocks at every turn. So today we're doing a deep dive clearing on this for you. So now go ahead and lay down, reclining, slowing down your breathing. And get as comfortable as possible. And we'll now begin. Connecting with our divine physical and non-physical intelligence to align completely with our own core essence. Aligning with the fundamental and essential aspects of ourselves. Aligning with the earth, sun, moon, stars. Aligning with divine creator, source. With our own inherent creator self, and aligning with our right, true, correct placement in existence. The purest healing source within us is our own deepest aspect. We agree to serve as our own healing agent and to serve from and as our own ultimate inner counsel, the all that I am. We now invoke, welcome, receive our beloved Mother, Father, God to exact their loving, divine, blessed grace directly into our healing proceedings today. So let's begin clearing mass consciousness cover up, right? Initiating a divine source work through here that is available at all times. Opening the space where we learn that we are always able to request this. We're always able to put out our hand, simply ask. Great. Divine level interface, rewiring, reconstructing, and renewing our concept of self-fulfillment and giving ourselves the yes and the go ahead. for moving forward on our own behalf and on the behalf of what is right and best for self and everyone, the world, the planet. Initiating a consistency refresh where spontaneity has been impaired or gets stifled, stymied, doing a clearing there. Clearing for an inner state of paralysis. It may not appear that way on the more superficial surface layers of your being perception, but we're clearing for that inner part that gets kind of stuck, shocked. Implementing a divine set course correction and movement renewal here. Great. This keeps coming back, so I'm going to speak to it now. This place where we deserve, it's rightfully ours, this movement, this wide open range connection, opportunity, that it is our right to this, that we deserve it, and there's nothing that we have to do to earn it. So really taking this clearing in on the deeper levels of your being. Clearing for an unconscious disruption sequence. Higher space alignment, recovery. Instantaneous recourse, recalibration, and reconnection. True course reality, setting the stage and moving through from there. Interphase reality, reconstruction. Divine set, opening widely. Great. Moving to my downloaded healing points. I download these ahead of time. Powerful recovery, inset, repair. Clearing an insignificant cycling. Massive clearing here. Disappointment, rhythms, and cycles. Dislodging terror impact that was interphased with before. So we're doing a dissolving, a dislodging, a releasing, and a self-liberation context for when things like this get triggered again, reactivated, initiating this self-refreshment ability. Imprinted layout of destitution, bleak leanings. So we're doing a disconnection, a dissolution on this. And initiating a reorientation and initiation to true heart design. Divine sight, divine light, follow through within this your true heart design, upgrading. Releasing shadow, obligations, and interfaces from the past. Releasing. Right. So really amping up, boosting your capacity to boot these out. They're like old connections, old tetherings, and they are not your friends, and they are not you, and they are not part of your inherent reality, but they present themselves as such. So not buying that anymore and booting them out. releasing a psychological imprinted shadow effect. Great. Let's do a massive healing and turnaround from this and of this. Removing this and resetting to your heightened alignment with true empowering source. Expansion reality recovery. Once again, clearing for a sense of insignificance, unworthiness, and disappointment in yourself and in the landscape, in and around. Great. So let's clear for negative detrimental inclusions that lead to occlusion of your wide range positive self and wide range opportunity, possibility, reality. Clearing any negative device mechanisms that distort, impede, and um, block out your perception of your wide range positive reality and that's within you, that is you, and that is. Great. Once again, expansion reality recovery, instantaneous and accessible. This expansion reality recovery is instantaneous and accessible at any time you need it. Information resetting, true groundedness, aliveness, reinstatement. Clearing your perception of your wide open range. Recovery of this, reclaiming of this, recovering and increasing your contact with positive possibility, empowering and enlivening possibility. Easily cutting through fear, doubt, insignificance, unworthiness, and anything that impedes your perceiving, experiencing, and connecting with positive future building. Connecting with the vast power of you in choice. Information resetting, regrounding essential faith, higher wide context reset, and affinity rebuild. All right, dislodging, purging, booting out the feeling space of another. This is current and from long ago. So dissolving the feeling space of another that has infiltrated or landed or any residual, I want to say leavings from another. Let's clear where we believe somehow that that is ours, that that is us, and we need it, and our survival depends on it. We're clear for all of that. I just have to bring in the example of like a hoarder who their closet is filled with stuff from 1994, paper candy wrappers or stuff that anybody else would go, why are you holding on to this? Anywho, we want to assist your system to recontextualize and reframe into the positive reality of, oh, wow, yes, I really don't need that. That's not mine. That has nothing to do with the powerful, positive future and now that I'm building. Great. So opening the space for that recontextualization. Ease of building anew through the letting go of the old, the unnecessary. All right, deleting postural infrastructure reflex to emulate a distorted visioning of what you were led to believe is your correct path, but wasn't. And you can go back and listen to that again if you didn't catch that all. But no need because your system heard it. Great. I'll say it again. Deleting postural infrastructure reflex to emulate a distorted visioning of what you were led to believe is your correct path, but really wasn't. So deleting this now and stabilizing to what is correct and actually your true power source core. Deleting past negative influences that stuck and that you stuck to. It stuck to you and you stuck to it. So we're deleting these past negative influences, unsticking, taking off the Velcro effect, but also on going even further, the part of the strip of Velcro that sticks to the other stick swat of Velcro, taking that off of you now so nothing else can stick in the future. Overriding past influx of power draining and severe compartmentalization, erroneous posits. Great. Clearing, deleting, and your system doing what it needs to set things right for you in relation to this operation. This is a big one. Performance grid realignment, reconstruction, rebuilding with personal power, integrity, infrastructure. Realizing this is golden and to be cherished at all times, your personal power, integrity, infrastructure, and building anew with utilizing this that is you and yours. Enhancing your commitment and devotion to your own personal power, integrity, infrastructure. Huge optimization for inner discernment upgrading in order for you to differentiate between true self and anything else that is other or not, especially in anything which presents itself as you, but it actually isn't. So really, really opening the space for this discernment uh, to happen instantaneous, where you just know, you don't have to, there's no thought process, you just know, oh, that's not true. That's not me. Oh, this thought I'm thinking, that's not accurate. And that's not really coming from me. Really opening this up. It's very important, especially in the world at these times. This truth detector or bullshit detector, to know the difference is golden. Higher space energy activation, true course reality reset, and positive infrastructure reinstatement. Energy building capacitation, igniting. shining the light instantaneously on positive, empowering options that may be temporarily unperceivable. Opening the space to recover your true world perceiving of the brightness that is you and that is your reality opportunities. More often than not, this lays or resides on the other side of a storm wall. I'll just call it that. So, to go with that analogy, so it's you making the choice to move from the eye of the storm, inside the eye of the storm, where nothing's happening, and where you feel a still point and perhaps feeling a feeling of safety, but again, nothing is happening. It's stalled, it's stale, it's there's no motion, and nothing can happen. So, entering the storm wall, I mean, you can think of it like the eye of a hurricane or the eye of a storm. So go ahead and putting on your coat and your boots and just moving through in past that quiet eye of the storm and going into the storm wall and into the storm, braving the storm and entering the storm wall with surety and divine backup, which is moving you through and out to the outside of the storm, where your liberation and open choice reality is always there for you. I'm using this analogy of a storm and the eye of the storm, but literally that's how it these things constellate when we feel stalled and stale and static and nothing is moving and there's no choice, there's no options. There's because there's a big wall of wound, trauma, emotions, heavy duty emotions, fear that's uncomfortable. And yet choosing to move through it and calling for backup. You have these higher benevolent forces that are all based in love and goodwill. And we just have to ask for this. And things can get pretty rocky and feel unstable. That's because the old foundation that may be built on things that are obsolete is getting cleaned out, purged, so that you can rebuild anew from that with that which is relevant to your higher choice construct. Opening the space for the courage to choose this all the time. Of course, in divine right timing, there's a timing to everything, and sometimes it's not time to move through that storm wall. But having the intentionality of when it's the right time, I'm going to go through that and I'm going to have my divine backup with me. And I have my raincoat and my boots so I can I can do this. Great divine self-ignition and calling on divine backup. So important. So we're now bringing our session to a close in divine light blessings. Great. Thank you so much for tuning into Pure Soul Alchemy. If you would like to make a donation, there is a link in the description below. And please do visit the library page on my website for more in-depth bioenergy treatment sessions. I highly recommend that you listen to this session repeatedly. This will deepen the effects of the session and take your healing farther. To schedule an individual Pure Soul Alchemy session, please visit www.puresoulalchemy.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you next time.